Uni-Zombies709 here on the Nolan YouTube channel for a deck profile for you guys this week. I'm sure this is already going to look very familiar. I did Uni-Zombies kind of like a month ago or so. The reason why we're revisiting this is because Robbie kind of actually wants me to do this because I mentioned this particular build to him and some of the plays that you can actually do with, which are kind of stupid, of course. I mentioned a few of those to him and he asked me to basically redo it again. So we're just going to cover the build. I'm sure a lot of people might still be very familiar with a lot of the cards that are in here, so I don't really think I need to explain what some of them do, but yeah. So let's just cover the build real quick and then I'll get into explaining some things and call it a day there. So starting with the monsters, we have 3 Destiny Hero Militias, 2 Zombie Masters, 3 Mizukis, 1 Armageddon Knight, 3 Goblin Zombies, 2 Summoner Monks, 3 Uni-Zombie, 1 Destiny Hero Doom Lord, 1 Spirit Reaper, and 2 Plague Spreader Zombies. For the spells, we have 1 Allure of Darkness, 3 Instant Fusions, 1 Regeki, 1 Mind Control, 3 Destiny Draws, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Burial from a Different Dimension, and 2 Zombie Worlds. For the traps, we have 3 Reckless Greeds, 1 Crush Card Virus, and 1 Ring of Destruction. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 1 Panzer Dragon, 1 Reaper on the Nightmare, 1 Camion Wizard, 1 Star Eater, 1 Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree, 1 Cloud Castle, 1 Beals of the Diabolic Dragons, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. That's such a weird name. I can't remember what the Japanese name was now because they have it different on here, but whatever. 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Goyo Guardian, 1 Castel the Skyblaster Musketeer, 1 Levolval Chain, and 1 Abyss Dweller. So, first thing that's probably going to stand out to a lot of people is this. For anyone who kind of is unfamiliar with Uni-Zombie, I'm going to reread it so that way people know what it does. This is probably one of those newer cards that people don't really look at very much, so they probably just don't know, so that's why I'm going to actually read it off. Everything else in here is pretty much just self-explanatory. So, Uni-Zombie is a dark level 3 zombie tuner effect monster with 1300 attack and 0 defense. You can target any one face-up monster in the field, discard 1 card, and if you do, increase the target's level by 1. Its other one that it has here is you can target 1 face-up monster on the field. Monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn except for zombie-type monsters. Also, send 1 zombie-type monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase the target's level by 1. You can only use each of the effects of Uni-Zombie once per turn. So you can use both of its effects once per turn. So that's pretty cool. So the cool thing about this is you can easily make 9 just instantly with Malicious being 3 and 6. You can kind of play around it a little bit too. You can increase this level by 1, and if you have Instant Fusion, you can maybe bring a Reaper on the Nightmare or a Panzer Dragon. There's a few ways to make it. And part of the reason why this card's being played in this build is because it's kind of there to have that 3000 wall, while at the same time it kind of hinders your opponent just as much as Uni-Zombie can hinder you. If you kind of don't want, like if you can't get over their board and you want to summon a whole bunch of things from your deck that could potentially get over their board, you won't be able to attack with them unless you happen to have Zombie World on board, because probably you're going to be sending from your deck to the graveyard to increase levels to make your bigger monsters that would otherwise be able to get over theirs. So you know what I mean. So having something like Cloud Castle whenever the situation might call for it is kind of nice. It's also kind of nice to do early game as well sometimes. I've actually done it a few times myself. For anyone who doesn't know what this does, because I know that some people may not actually remember this outside of its first effect, it's a level 9 generic synchro. It's 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners, 0 attack, 3000 defense. When this card is synchro summoned, you can target any 1 level 9 monster in your graveyard, special summon that target, and as long as it remains face up on the field, level 8 or lower monsters cannot attack the turn that they are normal or special summon. So, unless they're dropping really big monsters, this card just says that they're not going to be able to at least attack the turn that they're summoned. So it's kind of good for kind of stalling out if you should need it. And again, it's a 3k wall, so it's really nice. So things with like the Uni-Zombie here, I'm going to try and explain some of these. Like there's one major play I'm going to kind of explain. It should kind of give you guys some ideas as to a lot of the other things that it can potentially do. Ideally, you would want to open something like Uni-Zombie with either Foolish or like Malicious, or hell, you can even go Summoner Monk if you wanted to. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but ideally, and to simply explain this, you basically want to have at least one way to get Malicious in your graveyard and then have just Uni-Zombie in your hand. Using Uni-Zombie, if it's in your hand, you can discard it to make it a 4. Then you can use this other effect to send Plague from your deck to the graveyard to make it 5. I'm pretty sure you can see where this is going from here. You can use the Plague with a Malicious to make a level 8 Synchro, and then because Uni-Zombie is a 5 and Malicious is a 6, you get 11, so you can get Star Eater. If you can kind of get around having to discard the Malicious from your hand, or like if you use Foolish or something to get it from your deck, then obviously you can either still make it the 5 by discarding or something, or you can just leave it as a 4. And if you leave it as a 4, then you have the option to play Leo. There's a lot of really weird things that you can do with Uni-Zombie, a lot of fun things that you can do with Uni-Zombie. And another thing that I kind of should mention in regards to this specific build is I gave it to a friend of mine. His name on YouTube I think is Shinkatsu0 or something like that. I'm sure Robbie's kind of talked about him either in a previous video on here or on his own channel. Pretty sure on his own channel, definitely. But he kind of was asking for a deck to play, and I'm like, here you go, you can play this. And his first matchup happened to be against Cleforts, which he proceeded to 2-0 them with this deck. So, and because I'm sure a lot of people will be like, oh, well, it's probably because of Zombie World preventing them from being able to tribute someone. No, actually, we didn't actually see Zombie World the entire game. So just kind of saying this deck's actually a lot better than people might give it credit for. Of course, Cleese, a lot of people were kind of iffy as to how good they are this format, but just kind of a good example. So yeah, Uni-Zombie is the huge core to this deck, and it's not hard to make plays with it. You can normal summon the Summoner Monkeys as effect to get a Mizuki, overlay the 2 for Chain, send the Mizuki to the graveyard so you can send Uni-Zombie, and then boom, you can instantly just do Uni-Zombie plays for days. It's just absolutely stupid, really. I mean, it really is stupid. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys really think about the whole Uni-Zombie thing. Let me know if there's actually some other dumb decks that you can do with this. I've actually been kind of messing around with an Xyz version of this deck as well, because being able to just send a whole bunch of stupid things like Mizuki and I think it's Blue-Blooded Oni. I can't remember. There's like 5 different Onis that you can, use for zombies. But I'm pretty sure it's Blue-Blooded Oni, the one that you can detach an Xyz material and summon from your graveyard and yada yada yada, things like that. So there's a lot of things that Uni-Zombie can do. Let me know if you guys prefer the Xyz build. Let me know if you guys like the concept of the Synchro build. Again, just let me know what you guys think of Uni-Zombie, because this card is really cool. I don't know, and Robbie seems to like the things that it can do after hearing what I've actually done with it. So I don't know. So let me know what you guys think of it. And yeah, I kind of miss using the D-Draw and Malicious Engine. It's another reason why this is a thing. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of the deck. If you guys play it for yourselves, let me know what kind of experiences you had with it. And yeah, so if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. And until next time, this is Team709 signing out.